This is a school surrounded by zombies. Surprisingly, the male protagonist not only manages to survive but also saves several beautiful girls in the school. Feeling very scared, girls are all dependent on the male protagonist. Eventually, he takes advantage of this opportunity to build a great harem in the apocalypse. The anime begins with a strange man suddenly appearing at the male protagonist, Takashi's high school. The physical education teacher wants to drive this person away but is unfortunately bitten by this man. After then, he also loses his mind and begins to bite other teachers. When Takashi sees this, he instantly realizes that the school has become a very dangerous place, so he runs to the classroom and tells his friends about it. Takashi and his friends then begin to flee. At this time, a notice from the teacher is also announced from the radio room, asking the students to take refuge under the guidance of the teachers. The whole school falls into a panic after hearing this, and people run frantically toward the outside of the school. But the male protagonist and his friends choose to go to the upper floors of the school building. Halfway through, they meet a teacher who has turned into a zombie. The girl Takashi has a crush on. Rei pokes the zombie with a stick, but the zombie is still able to move. Rei's boyfriend steps forward and grabs the zombie, but is accidentally bitten by him. At this time, Takashi remembers that in the zombie movie, he needs to attack the head to kill the zombie, so he crushes the zombie's head with a stick. Then they come to the rooftop of the school building. The whole city has fallen into chaos, and even the army has begun to enter the city. At this point, Rei's boyfriend has begun to transform into a zombie. As he gets bitten, Rei's boyfriend begs Takashi to kill him because he doesn't want to turn into a zombie. But Rei can't bear to let Takashi kill her boyfriend. In the next second, Rei's boyfriend turns into a zombie. In order to protect Rei, Takashi kills Rei's boyfriend with a bat. Takashi and Rei then block the exit of the stairs with desks. Although Rei is grieving the death of her boyfriend, she and Takashi are safe at least for the time being. Meanwhile, Takashi's classmates, Saya and Kota, are hiding from zombies in the school building. They plan to find some weapons to protect themselves first. In the school's medical room, several zombies walk toward the school doctor, and a female student kills the zombies with a wooden knife. This girl is Siko. She is the head of the kendo club and is very good at swordsmanship. Siko rescues the school doctor, and they begin to run in groups. Kota and Saya then run to the craft classroom, which preserves a lot of tools and materials to craft weapons. Kota crafts a simple rifle from a nail gun and planks and kills the zombies that enter the craft classroom. At the same time, Takashi, who is on the rooftop, uses a fire hose to flush away the zombies blocking the stairs. He and Rei begin to run downstairs. Soon after, the 6 surviving people meet inside the school, and they cooperate to kill the nearby zombies, preparing to form a team to escape the school together. They first go to the teacher's office to check the news on TV, but the TV station just tells everyone not to go out and try to hide at home. In addition to Japan, other countries have also suffered a zombie crisis, and in this case, it is impossible to count on government rescue. If they want to survive the zombie apocalypse, they can only rely on their own wisdom and courage. Due to the lack of supplies at the school, Takashi and his partners have to leave the place. On the way, they also meet some surviving classmates, who also join the team, ready to escape together. After several battles, they discover that the zombies seem to have no sense of sight or smell. So Takashi walks into the zombie horde. Takashi doesn't make a sound, and the zombies don't notice him. Takashi then throws something into the distance, drawing the zombies into the distance, while the others take the opportunity to leave. At this moment, a student accidentally makes a loud noise, and the zombies run toward Takashi and the others. Everyone has to fight the zombie horde, and in the end, only the first 6 survive. They flee to the stop and find a bus there. Just as they are about to drive away, another group of survivors appears. After picking up the group of survivors, Takashi asks the school doctor to drive the bus out of the school. The group of survivors is led by a teacher, Shido. When Shido gets into the car, he immediately wants to use his status as a teacher to become the leader of everyone. But Takashi and others ignore Shido. Other survivors then question the survival strategies of Takashi and others. Every survivor has different ideas, and disputes will inevitably arise. In the end, Rei also gets into a fight with one of her male classmates. Shido immediately points out that this situation happens because there is no leader. He wants to force Takashi and others to recognize him as the leader. Many survivors support Shido, but Rei hates people like Shido. Along the way, Rei gets into an argument with the other survivors. She gets out of the car angrily, wanting to calm down alone. Takashi also gets out of the car to accompany Rei. At this moment, a bus carrying zombies rushes toward them. Takashi and Rei escape into a tunnel to avoid the bus. After the bus overturns, blocking the tunnel, Takashi and Rei have to be separated from the others. They agree to meet at the police station on the other side of the city. As soon as Takashi walks out of the tunnel, he is attacked by a zombie wearing a motorcycle helmet. Rei kills the zombies and saves Takashi. Then they find the zombie's motorcycle. The two get on the motorcycle and start driving toward the police station. They ride for a long time. There is no one on the street at this time. That's when Ray spots a police car, and she finds a baton, a pair of handcuffs, and a pistol from the dead policeman. After that, as the motorcycle runs out of gas, they come to a nearby gas station to refuel. But Takashi doesn't have money with him. He can only go into the store next to the gas station to look for some money. Takashi smashes the cash register with a bat and gets the money. That's when a man attacks Ray. Because of the zombie apocalypse, this man has gone crazy. He threatens Takashi to refuel the motorcycle or he will kill Ray. The man wants to take not only the motorcycle but also to take Ray. Enraged, Takashi suddenly pulls out his pistol and wounds the man. Takashi then rides away with Ray. As for that man, there will be zombies to punish him. On the other side, the bus on which Seiko and others take is parking on the bridge because of traffic jams. To get to the police station, they must pass through the bridge, but the bridge has a checkpoint set by the police, and every car must be carefully checked to pass. They wait from night to day and still do not cross the bridge. Saya thinks most people here want to cross the bridge and leave for the island, because islands are obviously easier places to withstand zombies than land. She knows that most of the islands are now inaccessible because the people on the islands will prevent others from bringing the zombie virus to the islands. Therefore, forming a small team and surviving in the city may be a better option. The citizens on the bridge have been waiting for too long and they begin to be impatient. A few teenagers even begin to force over the traffic barrier. In order to stop them, the police directly wash them out under the bridge with high-pressure water cannons. During this time, Shido continues to give speeches and woo survivors. Saya and the others are not interested in Shido's speeches, and they are discussing whether to get out of the car. After discussion, they decide that it would be difficult to drive across the bridge and that it would be better to return to the original area to survive. Shido wouldn't let the school doctor get off the bus, because he knows that in the zombie apocalypse, the school doctor is very important. Kota directly wounds Shido in the face with a homemade rifle, and he threatens Shido to kill him if he stops the school doctor from leaving. Shido is so frightened that he lets them all leave. So Saya, Kota, Seiko, and the school doctor leave the bus, all believing it would be safer to return to their original area than to wait on the bridge. At this time, Takashi also rides to the bridge, and the original sixes meet again. Through cooperation, they quickly kill all the zombies on the bridge. Later, the school doctor tells them that one of her friends is a special forces officer. Most likely, this friend has a large number of weapons in her home. So everyone decides to go to the home of the school doctor's friend and spend the night there. When they arrive at the school doctor's friend's house, the first thing the girls do is take a shower. They have experienced several days of escaping and never have time to get showered. This time they finally live in a normal house, and they must take a good shower. After a quick shower, Takashi and Kota start searching the house for weapons. The owner of the house is an officer of the special forces, so there are indeed a lot of military-grade firearms hidden in the house. Kota is a veteran military junkie who has received professional shooting training. Kota is thrilled to see these guns. Takashi and Kota then load their guns with bullets and prepare to fight more zombies. At this time, Takashi sees with a telescope that the police are still blocking the bridge. The masses on the bridge can no longer wait. The commander of the police asks his superior for a solution, but the superior tells him to judge by himself. The angry populace quickly loses their mind, and some try to lead others to attack the barrier. The commander of the police can only kill him, and the scene on the bridge instantly becomes more chaotic. Takashi is very glad that they choose to return. After the girls take a shower, they drink a bit together. They are wearing pajamas and joking with Takashi, who feels very shy. Rei then talks to Takashi about her past with her boyfriend, but Takashi is not interested in them. Rei suddenly realizes that she has ignored Takashi's feelings and comforts him with a kiss. Although Takashi and the others manage to find the guns in the house of their school doctor's friend, they do not dare to shoot and kill the nearby zombies, because the sound of gunfire will attract more zombies. They can only hide quietly in the house, waiting for the opportunity to go out. Takashi is saddened to see the survivors being killed by zombies on the streets, but in order to protect himself, he cannot shoot to help the survivors. Takashi then sees a father running for his life with his daughter. The father tries to find a safe place for his daughter but is killed as a zombie by the other survivors. The little girl can't help but cry bitterly, and the zombies instantly walk toward her. At this time, Kota finally can't help but shoot. Although the gunfire attracts zombies, no one blames Kota. Takashi also plans to ride to rescue the little girl. Then, with the help of his companions, Takashi rides off. There are many zombies along the way, and Kota shoots from the balcony to cover Takashi. Takashi also struggles to avoid many zombies. In the end, Takashi finally saves the little girl before she is attacked by zombies. due to the loud sound of the shots. Saya tells her friends to get prepared to escape at any moment. At the same time, Takashi completes the simple funeral for the little girl's father. He immediately prepares to leave with the little girl. However, there are more and more zombies nearby, and it is difficult for Takashi to escape. Takashi's companions notice an armored car in the house, and they decide to drive the armored car to pick up Takashi. Takashi doesn't know his friend's plan, so he picks up the little girl on his back and walks quietly on the wall, trying to avoid the zombies. Takashi is halfway to the road when his partners arrive in an armored car. They first help Takashi kill the surrounding zombies, then save Takashi and the little girl, and continue to escape. Surprisingly, this armored car turns out to be able to sail on water. While the car is crossing the river, Takashi and his friends rest for a while, slightly relieving the fatigue. After coming across the river, the girls change into clothes suitable for sports. In previous battles, they also picked up a puppy. The cute puppy can bring a little comfort in the apocalypse. While the girls are changing clothes, Kota teaches Takashi how to use a gun. Of course, Takashi can't shoot accurately so soon, but he at least knows how to shoot. Kota and Takashi then go to the road to confirm that there are no zombies nearby, and the school doctor drives the armored car onto the road. Everyone decides to go to Saya's house together, because Saya's family is very wealthy. Her home is a very large manor, perfect for defense. The first half of the journey is very relaxing. There is not a single zombie on the road, and they even have a lot of time to chat. But soon after, Kota spots a large group of zombies ahead. The school doctor tries to bypass these zombies, but no matter where they drive, there are many zombies blocking the way. There is also a barbed wire fence at the end of the road, and the school doctor immediately changes direction, causing Rei on the roof of the car to fall out of the car. Takashi immediately gets out of the car to rescue Rei, but there are too many zombies for him to kill. Takashi's companions also begin to help him rescue Rei, but Rei falls and is injured, and is unable to get up for now. Takashi can only shoot in place, killing as many zombies as he can. Takashi's marksmanship is not good enough, and more zombies are coming toward him. Even if the companions try very hard, they still have a hard time killing the zombies and saving the injured Rei. At this point, Takashi thinks of a dangerous method, and he shouts loudly to attract the zombies' attention, trying to lure the zombies away from Rei's side. Siko sees Takashi's brave action and accompanies him to attract zombies, but the sound they make can't attract all the zombies, and a large number of zombies are about to kill Rei and Saya. Just when everyone falls into despair, a well-armed team kills the nearby zombies and saves Rei and the others, and the captain of this team is Saya's mother. But at this time, Takashi and Siko have run to the other side of the road, and they have to find other ways to get to Saya's home. Saya's home is on a hill in the distance, and Takashi and Siko have a direct view of the large house. But there are more zombies as they get closer to Saya's house, and Takashi and Siko must find vehicles to get there smoothly. They search the city and finally find an amphibious off-road vehicle. Takashi drives the car into the water and dodges the zombies on the shore. Takashi then drives to the island in the middle of the river. When the car crosses the river just now, Siko's clothes are soaked, and she gets changed. Siko's perfect figure makes Takashi very shy. After Siko has finished changing her clothes, Takashi drives towards Saya's house. Instead of taking the regular route, Takashi drives into the park's fountain. Takashi then tapes the steering wheel of the car and keeps it spinning in circles in the fountain. Since the car makes a very loud sound when it spins in circles, the zombies are attracted there, and they can take the opportunity to leave the park. There are also some zombies on the way, and Siko easily kills them, but then some very young zombies appear, and Siko cannot bear to attack them. Takashi flees with Siko to the other direction. They flee into a temple where a katana is enshrined. Takashi gives the katana to Siko, but Siko is afraid of using it. Because of the experience just now, Siko recalls the past. It turns out that Siko has always had the urge to fight in her heart. She once beat a criminal to a seriously injured state and was happy about it. But Siko knows that it's not right to be happy by hurting her enemies, so she is terrified of her desire to fight. Siko does not feel guilty when she kills the normal zombies, but the little zombies remind Siko of the past, and she is once again terrified of her desire to fight. The next day, as Takashi and Siko prepare to leave the temple, Siko is still afraid to attack the zombies. In order to help Siko overcome her fears, Takashi has a direct intimate interaction with her. Siko feels very shy, and this feeling of shyness makes her forget her fear. Siko then returns to her former state. She draws her katana and easily kills the zombies near the temple. After a fierce battle, Takashi and Siko finally arrive at Saya's home together shortly after. The days when Takashi first arrived at Saya's house were the happiest day he had in the past few days. Life here is safe and calm as if it were no different from before the apocalypse. Since everyone in Saya's family treats Saya's companions as children, they are hardly allowed to do any work. Siko changes into a traditional Japanese costume, and Takashi likes Siko's look very much. The two have become a lot closer because of their previous experience, and now they are very good friends. The manor of Saya's family is so large that it looks like a fortress. The supplies here can guarantee sufficient life resources for a good while, but Saya doesn't think they can survive here forever. Maintaining water resources and electricity requires a lot of manpower and material resources, and it is not an easy task to keep the manor in its current state. Saya's mother knows what Saya is thinking, so she asks Takashi to try to persuade her daughter to stay at home. Takashi then has a meeting with his teammates. At the meeting, they have to decide whether to leave Saya's house and continue to survive outside or stay in Saya's house. Most people aren't sure if they want to stay in Saya's home, except for Saya. It turns out that Saya's parents gave up saving Saya after thinking that Saya was unlikely to survive. Saya feels that they are too heartless, so she willfully wants to leave the house immediately. Takashi angrily accuses Saya of being too willful. She at least knows about her parents' situation, and others can't even be sure if their parents are alive. At this time, there are some noises outside. It turns out that Saya's father has returned to the manor. One of his friends turns into a zombie. Saya's father kills the zombie in public in order to establish his prestige. He warns everyone that he will kill the zombie mercilessly even if it is his relative. To do so, the rest of the people could survive. It can also be seen from this incident that Saya's father is a strict person. All survivors living in the manor must follow his rules. The first of Takashi's partners to break the rules is Koda. He is in charge of managing the entire team's guns, but the manor's administrator asks him to turn them in. Koda does not agree to hand in the guns, and Takashi and other partners support Koda's approach. Saya tells her father that it was her companions who protected her with these guns and that they are able to use them well. Saya's father is persuaded and agrees to let Koda keep his guns. In addition, there is a group of survivors in the manor who believe that the zombies are just sick. They are unwilling to admit that the zombies are no longer human, and they question the management of Saya's father. Saya gets into an argument with the group. In hindsight, Koda says he is able to understand these people, and it's normal for people to be reluctant to accept new changes when they encounter misfortune. But this mentality is not suitable for surviving in the apocalypse. Meanwhile, Saya's father gives Siko an expensive katana. He has learned swordsmanship from Siko's father, and Siko has helped Saya return home safely. So Saya's father gives Siko the katana as a gift to show his appreciation. Saya's father also reminds Siko that their leader, Takashi, is now confused and that Takashi needs advice from others. Rei also sees Takashi's confusion, and she cheers Takashi up, asking Takashi to cheer everyone up. After Rei encourages Takashi, Siko also goes to Takashi's room. After the encouragement of two beautiful girls, Takashi is finally no longer lost. He makes the decision to leave the manor the next day with his companions, and they are going to look for the relatives of the other members. At this moment, an unexpected visitor comes to the manor. Shido actually brings his students here. The students have become big fans of Shido, and they are very dangerous to the manor. When Rei discovers Shido, she even wants to kill him in retaliation, but Rei ultimately does not act. However, Saya's father, seeing that Shido is not trustworthy, kicks him and his students out of the manor. At this time, all countries in the world have basically encountered the zombie apocalypse. The leaders of these countries think that other countries have caused the apocalypse, and soon they order to launch missiles at other countries. The targeted countries immediately launch a counterattack, which eventually leads to all countries starting to launch missiles. Later in the day, the school doctor makes a phone call to her officer friend. As soon as the officer answers the phone, she sees the glow of the missile explosion. Immediately afterward, the people in the manor also see the glow. When a missile explodes in the atmosphere, it causes atmospheric molecules to scatter electrons, which causes electromagnetic pulses. That is, now all electronic devices are unusable. However, there is a large number of electronic equipment in the manor, which gets extremely dangerous when they are damaged. Soon, because the electronic door cannot be closed, the zombies approach the manor. People have to close the door manually and shoot the zombies from inside. Saya's parents are both armed and ready to defend the manor. As there are more and more zombies, the electronic door is soon destroyed, and the zombies begin to attack the manor. The survivors who previously considered the zombies are sick humans also begin to fight back against them, but the number of zombies is too large, and these survivors soon turn into zombies. Takashi's squad is also fighting zombies, killing as many zombies as possible in the manor. They want to help Saya's parents defend the manor, but Saya's parents see that sooner or later the manor will be overrun by zombies. So Saya's parents tell Takashi to leave immediately with his squad and do what he wants to do. Takashi's squad has to set off and quickly leave the manor. Although Saya is reluctant to let her parents go, she has no other option than to escape. Fortunately, the squad's armored car can still function well, and Takashi and the others kill the zombies outside the garage and successfully get into the armored car. The school doctor presses the gas pedal and lets the armored car rush out of the manor. As the armored car moves farther away from the manor, the number of zombies gradually decreases. The squad is safe for the time being. After their daughter escapes, Saya's parents choose to fight the zombies until the last second. Knowing that her parents may have died, Saya feels desperate, but she soon regains her spirit and becomes stronger with the encouragement of her teammates. Although it is a difficult task to survive the zombie apocalypse, the members of the squad believe that as long as they work together, they will have the chance to survive. This concludes the first season of List of High School of the Dead characters. It is a wonderful and exciting anime like other zombie-themed animes. Although Takashi and his companions have a difficult journey to survive the apocalypse, they still become the ultimate survivors. During the journey, they show a lot of valuable qualities, like courage, wisdom, and unity. With these qualities, I believe they can succeed no matter how difficult the situation is. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want to see more recaps about this anime, just comment below to let me know. See you in the next video. Bye!